Hey guys, here's my first live for the day for this virtual crop. I am going to be showing you how to make this, it's basically an explosion box with a belly band, and I'm making these for tree boxes for my coworkers. Yeah, I definitely spoil that group. But basically it's very simple, and the nice thing is the belly band just slides off. Just being careful. And then take off the lid, and then your box opens, and it's very easy to make. Doesn't require a lot of paper, a lot of tools. So what you're going to do, I've already pre-cut my pieces, so you're going to basically need 2 pieces of cardstock and some pattern paper. That's what I did for mine. So what you're going to do is your box base cardstock, you are going to have this at 11 1/4 by 11 1/4. Then your box lid is a piece that is 6 by 6. And then for your sides, or however you want to decorate it, because you could make this out of pattern paper, you're going to cut, what I did is I cut 4 pieces that are 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And don't worry if I will make sure to post the directions on this and the sizes for everything when I get a chance. So from this one sheet, I was able to get these 4. This is double-sided, of course. 4 pieces, 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And then you're going to cut, you're going to have, from what's left, you're going to have 5 inches. So what I did is I cut this into 2 1/2 strips. One I kept at 12 inches. The other one I cut to 5 1/2. And I'm going to put those aside. So I am going to, so it's very easy to cut. I don't need to walk you guys through this. And this is really kind of your decorative pieces, but the band will be important. So I'm just going to put this aside for a minute. And I'm going to show you what you need to do to create the box. So you can use a ruler and a scoring tool, or if you have a scoring platform like I do, you can use that. So what you're going to do is you're going to score your base, box base paper at 3 3/4, and then at 7 1/2, and then you're going to do the same on both sides. So again, 3 3/4, 7 1/2, and then I'm just going to do a quick score on the lid. The lid we're going to just basically score at 1 inch and 5 inches, and then again at 1 inch and 5 inches. So that I'm just going to put that aside for now. So what you're going to need to do with this, and I, for this, used, I'm just going to put my scoring platform aside. I use a ruler for this part because I'm a little bit particular on this, because I wanted to make sure that I did this. So you're going to score on the corners. So on top 2, bottom 2 corners, you're going to score from the corner out to the edge, and easy enough to do with a ruler and a scoring tool. And the same thing, we're going to score from the ruler out to the edge. So corner to the edge on all 4 corners. But we're going to need to trim this down slightly, because otherwise these points are going to really get in your way when you have finished the box. So now I've got, it's a little hard to see on the brown paper. So I've scored, so like I said, 11 1/4 by 11 1/4 for your base. You're going to score at 3 1/2 and, 3 3/4, 7 1/2 on in both directions. And then you're going to create your corner folds by scoring from the inner corner to the outer corner. What the next piece we're going to need to do is we're going to trim this down on all edges. You can do this multiple ways. If you happen to have a knife, a cutting tool like this, you can do that, or you can easily just draw a line with a pencil and cut that way. That it's up to you for what you want to do. I am going to do this. I'm just going to show you on one of these so that we don't have to go through the whole thing. But basically, I'm using my knife, cutting to that centerpiece, and again, out to the corner. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut this piece away. Same thing here. So I'm going to do that on all of the sides. Just do one more side. This is where I love having these mats with all of my grid elements on it. So I'm cutting in at, I'm taking a 1/2 inch off all of the sides. So actually I'll just finish this one up so that you can see, because then when the folding in is the part that can be a little tricky if you're not careful. This is where you just really want to be careful as you fold in. It really depends on the weight of your cardstock. You know, if you've got a slightly heavier weight cardstock, that's good. Sometimes the cardstock can be a little bit more flimsy. So I'm just cutting this away so that you'll see what, oops, didn't get all the way through, what I have left at the end. One last side. Let's do this. Okay. So this is what, once you've done all your scoring and cutting, the base is really the piece that takes the longest. The lid is very easy. So this is what I have for my base. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold in along my score lines on the outer ones. So on each side. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start to pull my sides in together so that they meet. And then what I'm going to do is turn this in, and it's hard to see with this camera, and I am just going to crease the corner like that. So basically I'm going to do this on each of the pieces. I bring it in so that it meets up. And if you have a bone folder or something like that, this is a great place to use that to really get those nice creased edges. Bring it in. Last one. So this. So there's my box base. No adhesive needed on this because it's going to basically fold in with the lid on top. In terms of your lid, we've already scored it at 1 inch and 5 inch on both sides. All you're going to do for this is trim, cut up from the edge to the line on 2 sides. And then you want to take a strong adhesive such as like a score tape, or I know there's fusible tapes or red line sticky tape, and I am just going to put this on my 4 corners. Here. I tend to use things like score tape when I do any kind of a paper craft project like this. I find it holds better than just a regular scrapbook adhesive, but that's my own personal opinion. You can definitely use other scrapbook adhesives if that's what works for you. And of course I skipped ahead instead of folding first, but that's me goofing up on live. And then I'm just going to basically just fold and tuck under on all 4 corners to create my lid. So now I've got my lid, and this will fit nice and snugly. I mean, snugly, oh, that's a word, over my box top. So there's the basic box. My own thing that I did with this is I added a belly band. So what I did, and of course you can cover the sides like I did here with some pattern paper. So I have my 2 pieces of my pattern paper to make your band. We have a piece that's 2.5 by 12, 2.5 by 5. So what I did is I scored this piece, the 12-inch piece, at 1.5, 5 3/8, and then 9 1/4. And then I scored this piece at just 1 5/8. And all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to overlap this I should say I'm going to do this on the box. This is what I recommend doing this basically on your box so that you know that it's going to be set up. So you're line up your 1 5/8 with there, and then just place this down to adhere it. And then my last piece is I'm going to put here. And again, I tend to do this with the box so that I know that it's not going to be too tight when I go to take the belly band off. And there's my belly band. There's my box. I'll add a little bit more adhesive, but I just wanted to show you how this comes out, and then this will just slide off nicely. And what I did is, for mine, is I just used my Cricut to cut some flowers, and with the paper that I was using, I actually used the zip strip and made a little fake bow. I'm going to cut a little tag just to say Happy Thanksgiving, and so that this is going to be what my co-workers are going to get next week for Thanksgiving, with some treats, probably be some candy in a little bag inside the box, explosion box, so when they open it, they have the candy bag waiting for them. But that is how you make a treat box, explosion treat box, with a belly band around it. I hope you guys like this, and I hope you'll join me at 4 o'clock when I go through how to make this cute card with a gift card holder inside. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you back on Zoom. Bye, guys.